All right, what's going on? Welcome to hashtag PVT. What we do on Tuesday nights, we talk to Quincy Carter. So then, obviously your contract was, you were barely getting into your fourth year. Testaverde came in, and then what happened was the drug deal, the drug test, and then right away they decided, I guess instead of going through the backload, let's just, let him go then.
Well, yeah, it's harsh to hear it like that, but, that's what happened. And I wouldn't say that it was forecasted for them to release me the way they did. But, when you hand over, somebody, when you hand over the gun to somebody, hey, you're giving them that option to pull the trigger. And so that's what happened, when I failed the drug test. And, the Cowboys felt like, hey, they had to do what was best for the team at the time, and that's what happened.
You obviously had an agent, right?
Yes, I did.
Had the agent try to spoke to them about wanting to continue or work on that salary or something like that? Did you try to negotiate any type of deal?
We did, and rest in peace to Eugene Parker, my agent. Man, he was my dad, my one of my best friends. He passed in July of 2016. Man, that still hurts me to this day. But yeah, we had talks with the Cowboys about maybe getting a new contract, and their way of going about it was, hey, let's see what goes on, through the first half of the season. And our gripe was, well, you keep signing, these quarterbacks, and they're making more money than the starters. So it wasn't a big, blow up as far as, anything publicly. We always wanted to keep things behind closed doors. Eugene Parker, man, one of the best agents in all of sports, who's done it. He had Deion Sanders, Emmitt Smith. I mean, I can go on and on. Dez Bryant. So it wasn't anything that we were doing publicly. We always kept our business behind closed doors, but we were, a little concerned about all the quarterbacks that they kept signing.
The guy that benefited the most out of your release was Tony Romo.
Yes,
and,
it was.
It's very interesting. Do you think that they had some sort of, idea or plan for Tony, knowing that Testaverde was, actually going, he's a veteran, he's on his way to retire? Then did they see something in Tony that gave them the impression that let's just let Quincy go, and you know what I mean?
Something, I don't know, honestly, and it's hard for me to say this because people will probably say, hey, you're just being judgmental about Tony because he went on to be a pretty good quarterback, a great quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. But honestly, I didn't see the plan for Tony Romo. Matter of fact, I didn't see the plan for him in 2003. I think Tony Romo benefited more off Sean Payton being a close friend of his and him breaking Sean Payton's record over in Eastern Illinois University while he was in college. And I think that relationship, got him on the team in 2003. Now, he did work his butt off that offseason to grant him a roster spot to be able to compete in 2004. But initially, I don't really think it was a plan for Tony Romo, to be honest with you.
So Sean Payton was there when they picked up Tony Romo, and you were there as well.
Exactly.
So that was a connection right there. So right there, Sean Payton doing the offensive and then bringing in Tony Romo probably eventually had ideas or plans for Tony as well then.
Yeah, maybe so, but I just don't think initially that, they were looking at him being a bona fide starter for years and, replacing the likes of Troy Aikman, Danny White, we can go on, Roger Staubach, Danny the Don. So I don't think initially that was, the plan. But, you see it all over the league sometimes where coaches, have connection with players coming out of college and things like that and just want to give guys a shot. He was a great guy. He was a hard worker. But Tony struggled, in 2003 and struggled, honestly, in the beginning of that 2004 training camp. So I'm not sure if it was a direct plan for him, but I just know, that he was a hard worker. Him and Sean Payton had a good connection together and, things kind of married and worked out.